What's up, guys? It's Lewis. I know that I have not made a video in a few days. I got sick. Yeah, I got sick. I had a 24-hour flu, but it felt like my bones were shaking, vomiting, and it was awful. It was awful, and I didn't want to come back on until I felt better. So during the weekend, I was keeping up with what was happening with Captain Marvel, and I gotta say, those numbers are embarrassing. 155 million, even if I really doubt it made that much. And now that we're hearing suspicion that the theaters of Captain Marvel were fucking, there was nobody there. Excuse me, but it's the truth. There was nobody in there. So how is it with all this hype around it, it made 155 million, but nobody's in that theater. People have taken pictures of them. You can see other people covering this, and I'm just saying that wow, this is what happens when censorship controls everything because you're allowed to see fake numbers being posted all in Washington Post about how it trolled the trolls when it was there were seats bought and paid for automatically, but nobody was going to see it. That's what it seems, and that's what it looks like. While Alita has almost at the $400 million mark, and it got it by word of mouth. It didn't get it by you know faking and lying about what it was. And Captain Marvel was just absolutely fake. And I think Marvel knew that they had a garbage movie. and it was just it was there was nothing to it. You know, I'm just gonna say this: there have been other female characters before Captain Marvel that were, no one even wants to talk about Sarah Connor, Ellen Ripley, Wonder Woman, Catwoman. No one wants to talk about them, but somehow Captain Marvel is it. So let me just make it clear: is that censorship is the reason why that Captain Marvel won, because Disney bought and paid for seats that nobody went to. So how am I supposed to believe Marvel when they're completely lying about their whole situation? How am I supposed to believe that? So you can you can look at the Washington Post article and say, yeah, you know, I guess that's true. Yeah, somebody said I was born at night but not last night. And you can look at those pictures that people took inside the theater and there is like nobody in there. So I do believe some fraud was committed just to make this movie look good. So, and I've known women just basically rejecting this movie flat out. Uh, Anna, the Star Wars girl, was pretty much one of them who's just rejected it. And I have to say, when you have people like her rejecting this movie, that's who you need to listen to, not to Disney executives saying, "Oh, this will be great," blah blah blah. Give me a break. Give me a break. You really think that projecting this feminism into this movie, and I mean, that's fine. That's fine. That's how they want to make it. Go right ahead. But if I'm supposed to go see this movie and hate myself for being a man, I don't understand why I'm supposed to do that. It seems a little bit like, and I know And I know the only people that went to see this movie were men. So let this be clear that while this movie made money, which made money means Disney pumped money into theaters so that they could have the numbers that they had. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's not a conspiracy theory. So that's what I that's basically it. I don't think, and I think Captain Marvel's gonna fail after this weekend. It's gonna drop considerably because word of mouth doesn't lie. Everyone I've seen has basically given it 3 out of 5, just calling it meh, which it basically it was. And even Rotten Tomatoes took away all the negative reviews, and they're gonna censor people. I think it's time to make our own site. It's time to make a site for the people, by the people, run by the people. Because we can't trust corporations to do that anymore. We can't trust corporations to have our interests in heart. So, how's that done? I don't know. If you guys want to tell me how that's done, fine. I'm open for suggestions. But how are we supposed to, you know, trust these sites when they're lying to us? Trust corporations to have our interests at heart when they don't understand the source material? And how am I supposed to live with myself as a man going to see this movie such as Captain Marvel when it's not really meant for me, when men buy just as much comics as women? So let me be clear. I didn't see Captain Marvel. I watched everybody I watched everybody just totally rip on this movie, and why should I see that? Why should I see it when it is a public outcry and rage against men, when I did nothing to Brie Larson? I merely am existing, and I don't matter. And me existing is still making Brie Larson angry. I'm not even 40, but I felt really bad for a lot of men in their 40s having to hear that comment. So I wish I could stop talking about this, but let me just say this. After this weekend, you're not going to hear anything. It's going to drop. So, what do you guys think? Do you think Captain Marvel is going to fail after the next weekend or second week? And I I don't think this is going to be good for Brie Larson. I really don't. I mean, I sure it made money, but it's not enough money to recoup the cost. Yeah, maybe they recoup the cost, but I don't know if this is gonna really help set up Captain Marvel. So tell me what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe, and see you next time.